Hello, folks. How are you doing? Just let me see if I got everything working here. So I thought I'd start off the show with a tribute to the great, probably the greatest drummer that I've ever heard anyway, is Neil Peart. So yeah, it's been a tough weekend for a lot of folks that, you know, really really felt something for Neil, actually. As a person, I think more than anything else, he was a pretty special dude. So it's kind of tragic to lose somebody anytime, but the way that we kind of lost him, and it was nobody really knew about it even. It just kind of sprung up on us, and but that's the way Neil was, man. He was like quiet, didn't want anything to do with the spotlight, very passionate about his craft, obviously, as you could hear, but he looked at it as his job, and he didn't want any part of the limelight, let's say. No pun intended, I guess, but he didn't want any of that stuff. And but in respects to him, I thought, let's start the show and do a little something. So anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. This will be the last stream for a couple of weeks because, well, for a week anyway, because next Monday I'll be flying back home from NAMM, and I probably won't be back in time just to do the Monday night shows. So, but you'll be seeing plenty of me, I'm sure. I'll be doing a lot of video next week. Whether or not I'll be going live or not will depend on the situation that I'm in while I'm in California. If I can, I will. And I'll try to be uploading some video depending on internet connections and so forth. But I'm just looking at my stream right now, just making sure. Give me a thumbs up in there or a heads up in the chat. Let me know that this thing is still going, because I was assuming there would be some copyright stuff happening, and I'm seeing it happening on my my dashboard here. So let me know, make sure that I'm still up and running, that this should disappear. I checked ahead of time, but anyway, give me a heads up in the chat that you can still see me. This stream is still going, and we'll carry on here. Let's see. Just going to give you guys a second to respond in the chat. Let me know that I'm still broadcasting. Good. All right. R2 says thumbs up. Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, I assumed that we were going to get dinged with some copyright stuff, which is fine. I checked ahead of time, so I made sure that I was able to play it. And they were just going to probably, obviously I'm not monetized, so it's not a big deal. So, but I felt important to give you the Rush intro, and so we did it. All right. Let me just check my stuff here. Zach Thong, first guy in. How are you? Rest in peace, Neil. Yes, absolutely. Ben Coombs, how's it going? I hope you're all ready to fly out to California. I fly out on Wednesday. I'm not sure when you're leaving, but I'm getting all my stuff ready now. I got my little rig all happening. I don't have the camera in here, but it's kind of this setup. I'm looking for another tripod, I don't mind these tripods, but when let's say I want to just put it down somewhere and do an interview, they're a little funky. So they're great when you're holding them, and when you have to, put them up on something, they kind of grip okay. But so I'll be bringing kind of a smaller kit than I would usually bring at an event or something, but I'm going to try it this way. I've done some testing. I did the motorcycle show with it, and it worked fine. So I'm going to bring that with me, and hopefully everything works out, but trying to go a little lighter. Music Therapy Laz, how's it going? Yes, talking some NAMM. Yes, we will get to that. I've got a bunch of things that I want to show you guys that I'll be kind of focused on and looking at while I'm there. A lot of stuff, believe it or not, gets leaked out or announced even before the show, a few weeks before, and there's a lot of stuff already that's been announced, even by Gibson, which is, unusual. I thought that they'd be waiting more till the day of, but that's the way it works, I guess. Everybody wants to get the leg up on everybody else, I suppose. Joe Hervey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Jack the Rabbit's in here as well. Nice to see you. Edwin Crane's in here. Hey, It win. Wanna 31. Wanna 31 won. Wanna 31 won the prize last week, and I shipped out your prize last Thursday, I think. So they said it'd probably be about a week or so. So keep looking at the mail. I didn't do the tracking number because it was ridiculous pricing wise. So I just shipped it the way, regular air mail, I suppose. So look for that 1 to 31. You should be getting your headphones soon. Upside down, how's it going? You're still upside down, I see. Which is normal for you, I guess. Oregon Steve, how's it going? Listening from work. That's cool too. That's always appreciated. Thrash, there's thrash metal. Slayer, yes. Slayer, the great Slayer. And I'm just getting down the list here, folks. Give me just 1 second. I've got a few other people to say hi to, and then we'll get rolling. James Severin, yeah, the custom. The custom is back there, right there. There it is. Love that guitar. I've been playing more of that. I think I've been playing that guitar the most since I got it. I think it's such a great playing guitar, and I put heavier gauge strings on it. I went to 11s on that one, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm looking for 10.5 gauge, but I haven't been able to find them. I know they exist because I've looked online and they do make them, but at one of the music stores I went to check for, they didn't have them. So while I'm in California, I'll look around and probably pick up some 10.5 gauge. 10.5 to 50 is where I'd like to be at with my string gauge. It really feels comfortable to me, and it sounds awesome. So I think that's where I'll probably end up. 6 strings and 10 fingers. How are you? Nice to see you there. Janice Lala, hello. R2, R2, how's it going? Had a fun time on R2 stream with Stafford Music and R2 and Joe Wentz on Friday night. I was laughing my head off. It was really good. You guys got to keep doing that type of stuff. I like that. Brad Miller, how are ya? CN8800, that's John, my buddy from New Brunswick. How's it going, brother? I hope you didn't get too bad of a storm on the weekend. We got a ton of rain, but we didn't get that much snow. We got a little bit yesterday, but not too much. Brian S., Guitar Dudes and Dudettes. Hope you're doing well. I think you sold your Friedman Cali. I believe that's what I saw somewhere, that you had sold it. So congrats on selling it. Hope you don't miss it too much. That was a great guitar. That's for sure. And I'm getting down there. Phil Mosley, how's it going, Phil Mosley? And I'm pretty sure Phil's having a show tonight at 9 Eastern, and Ben is on after me at 8. So definitely check that out. Regular viewing schedule for Monday nights. Let me see. Dale Palmer, how's it going? Metal Soda. Oh, we got a bunch of people jumped in here. Wow. Okay. Cool. I think I see Guitar Hack. I think I saw Guitar Hack in there. Sorry if I missed you, Guitar Hack, but hello if you're in here. And there we go. I'm just looking. If you do have a question for me tonight, tag me in the chat. That'll make it a lot easier for me to see it. So definitely do that. And I'll try to answer your question. If I know the answer, I will do that. Thankful I was able to see Rush twice. Neil was worth the price of admission. Yeah, they are an amazing band. So the fact you got to see them twice, I've only seen them once, and it was quite the experience. I really enjoyed it. And let's see. Okay, I'm almost down here. Looks like I am. Brian S. Got you. There we go. Cool. I'm down at the bottom. Looks like I've got it. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. The chat kind of jumped up. Gary Tholander, I see you. Quentin, see you there. How's it going? And I think I've got everybody. But if I didn't, just tag me in the chat. I'll get to your question and all that good stuff. All right, let's talk about NAMM. So we've got a a busy schedule coming up in a few days. Like I said, I'm leaving on Wednesday, be getting to California in the afternoon on Wednesday. I've never been to California, so that'll be a new experience for me. I'm looking forward to that. I've got a series of events booked as far as after the convention is over, like at night and stuff. I've got a Gibson event that's happening on Thursday night that I'm really looking forward to. The one I went to in Nashville was a blast, so I'm looking forward to this one in California. So that'll be happening on Thursday. Thursday I'll be getting to the show floor as soon as it opens, and making my way around, getting my bearings in that area, and finding out where everything is, and starting to hopefully shoot some content. Some of the stuff that I'm interested in, and some of the stuff that I've gotten some comments from the community here that have sent me some messages through Facebook that inquired about me checking out some stuff at NAMM. So I'll try to get to that list as well. Thursday, from what I've heard, is a less busy day than like on a Saturday and Friday, I suppose. So maybe that'll give me a chance to talk to some of the reps a little bit, so it won't be as crowded. I'm hoping anyway. The plan is to check out some of the products that are on my list, and also to talk to the people that are there representing the products, and maybe do a quick interview with them to get, a little bit more information about what they're doing, what they're putting out, and, stuff that we need to hear from the engineers and the people that are selling these things. So that's the plan for Thursday. Friday, the same type of thing, doing a lot of running around at the exhibit hall. And Friday night, there's a Line 6 event that I'm going to be attending, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Let me see. Metal Soda says, why is there Benoit balls on your stand? Oh, Benoit. No, they're just lights. Metal Soda, Benoit balls. Oh my God, you're crazy. That's too funny. Brian, don't make eye contact with those people. I'll try. James wants to babysit my Les Pauls while I'm at NAMM. Yeah, that'd be a job for somebody, I suppose. I think they'll be all right. My wife will take care of them, hopefully. Let's see. I can't stand Kiss. I truly don't like it. I can stand Rush at least. Well, that's good, Joe. That's good. Not everybody's a Kiss fan. They are what they are. So yeah, so Friday, I'm going to be doing a lot of that stuff and going to the Line 6 event at night. So I'm hoping to find out if there's anything new with maybe the Helix technology, if there's anything new coming out. Because there's a couple of modelers that are coming out on the market very soon. One of them is very similar to the Helix. And maybe let me go to my other screen here, and we can start to look at some of these products, because I do have it on my list of things here. Let me push that. There we go. The NAMM show. So yeah, let me see if I can find, where did I put it? Is it this one? My internet's super slow. Hopefully the stream holds up. Yeah, so this thing, it's the Neural DSP. It looks a lot like a Helix, actually, like even the interface, how you put your blocks together and so forth. So I'm curious to see if Line 6 will respond to that. Why is this playing? That's weird. Okay. I'll do that. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious to see if they will actually come out with something new, because apparently this is a pretty powerful unit that Neural is putting up, but this is only coming out in September, so nobody's actually seen it. They're going to have a couple of models there on the floor for people to try that are working models, so I'm looking forward to trying that, to seeing what's different. It's got more processing power than the Helix, I know that. Obviously the Helix is probably like 5 years old at this point. Still great. I mean, I can't I'm loving it. I don't have a problem with it. But at this point of the game, I think companies like Kemper and Helix and probably even Fractal at this point are looking at maybe releasing some new products or updating their current line, because in technology, when it comes to modeling and software and computer processors and so forth, technology kind of rolls every 3 to 4 years. You need to come out with something new because it changes even faster today as far as the advancements with this stuff. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything from Line 6, but they might be not saying anything until the event. So I'll find out when I go, and hopefully they're coming out with something new. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. But I think that this one from Neural is going to come up with some legal problems, in my opinion. I can't see that they would have some of the interface is so similar to the Helix. I can't see that Helix or Line 6 would just not contest this in any way legally. I don't know if they will or not, but man, it's very close. And I watched a little bit today. They had a live stream with the developer of this unit, and he was answering a bunch of questions, and I noticed that they stayed away from any question that came in about the Helix. There's a couple that came in through the chat, and they weren't addressing it, so I'm not sure where things stand with that. But I will ask them if I get a chance to talk to them at NAMM. I will ask them about it and see what their take is on the Helix as well, to see if there's any issues there. But it'll be an interesting time, to say the least, as far as these modelers go and technology. Let me go back to the chat real quick here. Does anyone know if ISP Technologies will be at NAMM? I don't know. I do not know. Guitar Hack says, tell Joe I said hi. I will tell him if I run into him. I don't know if he's even in California during NAMM. I think I thought I saw he might be in UK or something doing some touring, but I'm not sure. He might be. I hope I run into him. That'd be cool. Metal Soda says, hey, hackers, never wore a tutu dress and Ace makeup yet. No, I haven't done that. I said I would wear Ace makeup if I got to 1,000 subscribers. I'm not there yet. I'm at just under 400 right now, I believe. So I'm safe at this point as far as the Ace makeup goes. But I did make that claim a while back, so I guess I'm going to have to stick to it if I ever make it to that 1,000 subscriber mark. But I never said anything about a tutu dress. That was Hack. Hack is supposed to do that. So I just said about the makeup. R2's having a lager. Good stuff. Let's see. Edwin Crane says, I'd like to know which awesome players are set to perform at NAMM, or do they keep it hush-hush? For the most part, I haven't seen too many announcements of it. I know that Phil X will be playing at the Gibson booth. I don't know if he's playing with his band or just a solo thing, because he is now a Gibson artist. So they're going to be announcing that whole deal going on Friday, I believe, at the Gibson booth. So he's going to be doing some stuff. Apparently there are a couple of bands playing there. I don't know if it's right in NAMM or outside. They've got a little concert area, so I'm sure there'll be some stuff. I just haven't seen it on the schedule, like names yet. So, but I will definitely check it while I'm there and hopefully capture some footage if I can. Let's see. And that's the other thing you guys can do is download the NAMM app, and there'll be a lot of stuff listed as per Ben here that is probably being announced, and scheduling and all that stuff will be in that NAMM app. So let's see. Joe says, go full digital or don't. The tube solid state, in my opinion, is dumb. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Some people like one, some people like the other, and some people like everything. So you just got to pick whatever works for you in your budget and your situation, and hopefully you find the right tool that inspires you to play, which is the most important part of all these things in gear, is about being inspired and picking up the guitar more often and writing and all that fun stuff. So this is just tools at the end of the day, but you know, they have special meaning for some people, and that's cool. Everybody dresses like rock stars. Yeah, I heard that there's a lot more. Like I went to NAMM in Nashville, and you know, I saw some stuff there, but I think LA is very different vibe as far as rock stars walking around and so forth. So, but I don't know. I don't really get, like, if I see somebody like that I'm really a fan of or admire, I'll be like, oh, that's cool, there he is, or whatever. But I never run up to somebody and want their autograph or their picture or any of that stuff. You know, if they're standing in front of me and I can say, hey, like that's what I did with Joe Bonamassa. He was right in front of me as I was walking out of the washroom at the Gibson party, and he turned around and it was Joe, and I was right there face to face with him. So obviously I said, hey, Joe, how are you? You know, and I shook his hand. But that was it. I mean, you'll rarely see me all like running around trying to get people to sign stuff and all that. That's not me. So not my deal. Tell us about Gibson. Guitar Hack wants Gibson. Let me go here. Well, Gibson did make some announcements that they're going to be showing some stuff. The full lineup has actually been revealed, apparently. So they're going to release some of these. These are, I guess, the Explorer and the Flying V. I guess it's a new series, or it's still, you know, traditional, but it's 70s style V and Explorer. So that'll be kind of cool. They're white ones here. I don't know if they have different colors. I'm assuming that this will be the only color for this series, but they've got a slim taper neck and 70s tribute burst buckers in them, hand wired with orange drop capacitors. Very cool. They're nice. If you're into these types of guitars, they're nice. I don't know they haven't put pricing on those ones. They've got a new Les Paul tribute coming out. It's going to have a humbucker and a P90. Two configurations, so one is humbucker and one is P90, so you'll have the choice. That one's only $9.99 US. Pretty good price for a Les Paul tribute. And that's brand new. Let me see here. Just getting a notification about... Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. All right. And the Custom Shop is putting out a whole new collection, and it's going to be the 60th anniversary of the 1960 Les Paul standards. So like they did last year, they had the 1960 I guess anniversary edition of the 59. So this year it's the 1960s, and they've got three versions of these ones. Version 1, and they're going to be released during the year. Like the first one will be released the first half of the year, and then in the middle, and then probably third quarter we'll get the last one. And I think it says, we'll share the same. So the V1 will have a very similar neck to the 59, probably just a little thinner, not a whole lot thinner, but very similar to that 59. Version 2 will have more of the 60s profile neck, the slim taper neck. And the version V3, the version 3 will have an even slimmer neck for those who really want a slim neck, but really like the burst and the 60s kind of look, So that's something to look for. I don't know any pricing on these. I'm sure they're going to be up there in price since it's the 60th anniversary. If it's anything like the 59s were last year, they were not cheap. So, but they will have that. They'll have three different neck profiles for you to choose from. So, at least they're giving you some choice, and it's going to have all the premium, of course, woods and tops, and it is a custom shop guitar, so that'll be pretty cool. And they'll be unveiling some historic reissues as well. I'm looking here. There'll be a 1963 and a 64 Firebird 5 custom shop, a 1964 SG Standard custom shop, 65 non-reverse Firebird 1965, 67 Mahogany Flying V, and a 1963 SG with lightning bar. I don't know what that means. Oh, not sure. And modern Les Paul special double cut. And they're going to be releasing this Tony Iommi one here. And I think there's only going to be 50 of these made, the Tony Iommi one, the SG. And I'm sure that's not going to be very cheap. If anything, we're talking some pretty big bucks here. So keep an eye out. I'm going to see it probably. I hope they have some of these at the display that we can see and hold and see what they're all about. Slash obviously has got a big collection, a new Gibson collection coming out with Slash's, I don't know its name or spec or whatever. He's got acoustics and a bunch of Les Pauls coming out. Tony Iommi, we already spoke about him. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that Gibson is putting out. But not only Gibson, it looks like Epiphone is getting into the game, and Guitar Hack, if you're in here, they've changed the headstock on the Les Paul Epiphone. I mean, it's better. I think I like it better than the original Epiphone headstock. So here's a couple of them here that looks pretty nice. And they've got Les Pauls. They've got, I believe they've got, let's see if they've got the picture. They got like an SG. And I think they have a Junior as well. There's the acoustic. Here's the whole lineup. Yeah, so here, I don't know, can I? Oh, that won't. I thought I could get a bigger picture of the lineup there, but you'll see it online everywhere. That so they've got a couple of Les Pauls, a Flying V, SG, Firebird, Explorer. So the whole range, probably priced around that $1,000 mark, and I'm assuming on some of the higher grade ones here, and probably sub $1,000 on some of the other ones. So if you're into Epiphones, they're doing some nice stuff and they're upping their game quite a bit. So I know a lot of people with the headstock issue. So let's see what. Hi, Mitch. Mitch Heyman's in here. How's it going? That SG is backwards. Yeah. Let's see. And I'm just looking at the chat here, making sure I didn't miss anyone. And cool. Yeah, I mean the headstock thing is what it is, but to me it looks better than the old one. Ibanez has a whole bunch of guitars coming out, and that's creating quite the stir as well. These are just your the AZ and RG models, the premiums and the prestiges. These have already been released, I think, a week or 2 weeks ago, even online. If you're into Ibanez, you've probably seen a lot of these. They don't have a picture of it here, but the new Gem that's coming. I'm not a fan of the Gem. I've never been a fan of the Gem, and the new one to me is even worse. I mean, look wise, I'm sure it's a good guitar and everything, spec and plays nice and sounds nice, but I don't like that whole where the handles are, and it's got two handles now, and they're doing something. I can appreciate them doing something a little different, but just not my thing. But they do have some really nice guitars. I mean, I'm just partial to what I'm partial to, but it's just a different style of guitar. And then their necks are so small. Like, that's the thing, when I've tried a lot of Ibanez guitars, their necks are so small. Thin, I should say, more than anything. So it wasn't real comfortable for me, for my playing style. So, but nonetheless, there they are. If you're into Ibanez, you're going to have a lot more choices in 2020. Metal Soda, are you endorsed by Gibby? No, I am not endorsed by anybody, Metal Soda. Not at all. So here's another product that everybody seems to be talking about, is the new Rev amp. It's the G20. It's kind of a lunchbox 20-watt head with a built-in IR, I guess, box or whatever from Two Notes. So it's got a lot of versatility as far as what you can do with this amp. And people seem to be liking it. The amp that they put out last year was more of, I think it was the D20. Same thing, but it didn't have a distortion channel that the Rev does. The Rev is known for its well, I think it's the red channel they call it. It's a distortion channel, which is, very good for those that have heard it. So this apparently is got that, and you can go right out of the XLR into your interface, and you don't even need a cabinet if you don't want to. They've got built-in IRs. You can load in your own IRs if you want. So, I mean, I've never tried one. I hope that I can try it at NAMM, depending how busy the booth is, and if I can get in there and get a crack at it, just to hear it for myself and to play through it. It's one thing to hear somebody play through it. It's another thing to actually play it yourself, to see how it responds to your playing and dynamics and so forth, because that can tell you a lot about an amp if it's right for you or not. So, but this is definitely one that I'm curious about. And the price of this one is not bad, actually. I think it's $12.99 US. So Canada, we're probably talking $1,500 or more, probably closer to $1,800. But when you compare it to something similar like the Pete Thorne amp, which is a 15-watt version of this type of thing, pretty much the same deal with IRs and so forth. And Pete Thorne's amp is like double what the price of this one is. So I think when you compare, that type of technology, both of those amps together, the Rev wins out quite handily just on price. Now, does it sound as good or better, or that I don't know. I've never tried either one of them. I saw the Pete Thorne amp at a music store here in Canada, and it was selling for $3,600 plus tax, which is insane. For me anyway. I would not spend that on a 20 watt, or his is a 15 watt amp with IRs. It's just, you're better off. There's a lot more choices out there that you could get a Friedman amp and a load box and still be under that price of $3,600, and essentially doing the same thing. But that's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But that's another product that a lot of people seem to be talking about online. This one a lot of people aren't talking about, but this company here, Fryette, I'm sure a lot of folks that are into amps and stuff know about the Fryette power amps and attenuators and so forth, but they're coming out with their amp here. I never looked at a Fryette amp, like a full guitar amp, like with tubes and everything built in. Like I said, I saw their load boxes and some of that stuff, power amps, but I guess they're coming out with their own head here. I don't know. It doesn't say. I didn't see a price here, but it will have KT88 power tubes, and looks pretty solid as far as what it is. It's too bad I can't click on these pictures to kind of bring them up bigger. For some reason, it doesn't. It looks like there'll be two versions, a 120 and a 60, so I'm assuming that's a 120 watt head, and then they'll probably have a 60 watt head. So that's another one that I'll probably go and check out, because I know that Fryette makes some really, really good products. They're solid. They're really renowned for their load boxes and their power amps anyway, so I'm interested to see what this will be like. Let me go back here in the chat, just make sure I didn't miss anybody or didn't miss any questions. Let's see. This chat keeps jumping on me, and I keep missing a bunch of questions, which I hate to do, so definitely tag me so I won't miss it. Let's see. It looks like Jack the Rabbit says he traded his Ibanez Prestige for a Strat Plus. Couldn't get into the neck profile. Yeah, same here, Jack. I mean, I can't get into the neck profile of the Ibanez. They're uncomfortable to me. They're small. I mean, if you're a shredder and you really, dig that type of profile, they're great. But I was the same way when I tried it. I just never got along with it. Wizard neck is slim. Yeah. Rev Red in the Helix, one of the best amps in the thing. Yeah, the Helix has the Rev model in it, and it's really, really good. So I'm imagining that the real amp itself is probably even better. So I'm looking forward to giving that a shot. Was there anything else on my list here? These Boss headphones have me quite intrigued. They're so hard to find. Nobody has them. And I would love to try a pair out. So I'm going to go to the Boss booth and get a quick try of these, because this is something that I like, because if I'm traveling, or even if I'm here, or I just want to sit by myself and just not disturb anybody and play to backing tracks and have the amp, kind of everything built into the headphone, and it's all wireless. So you plug in, you get the wireless unit with the headphones, you plug your guitar in and it goes through your headphones, and there's no wires or anything. And it's apparently really cool technology where the amp kind of sits, you can put the amp in front of you or the amp behind you. It feels like that is in the space that you're listening to. When you turn your head, the sound travels as if the amp is staying still wherever you put it. So if I put the amp behind me and I turn my head one side, I'll hear it more on one side, and so forth. And when you put a backing track, it puts the backing track behind you, you're playing. So it's like if you're on a stage and you have other musicians playing, the instruments, and it feels more like you're more into the actual music. So I'm looking forward to trying those. No music store around here has them. A few of them have gotten shipments, like very small shipments, but they were sold out right away. So I haven't had a chance to see them or try them. So at NAMM, I want to go talk to the guys at Boss and try them out and see if I can. I'd love to buy a pair. If they're that good, I would buy a pair for sure, because that's something that I would like to have and use. All right, let me see here. Quentin says $12.99, man. Yeah, $12.99 for the Rev amp. I think it's fair compared to what others are in that area, especially when you compare it to other amps of its type with IR loaders and so forth. It's not even comparable, because, like I said, the PT15 is double that price. Let's see. Mitch says, I'm kind of anxious how those new Floyd Rose guitars play. I assume they'll be at NAMM. Yeah. Well, I'm sure everybody will be at NAMM that has a new product or a new guitar. So I have never been a big Floyd Rose guy. I mean, the only guitar that I've had with a trem was the Friedman Strat, and it had just a traditional, the regular Strat trem. And I used it very little as far as the trem part. I mean, the guitar was awesome, but I'm not big on Floyd Roses, so I don't know too much about them. Let's see. Helix has a tuner, Rev doesn't. Well, we don't know that. I've never tried the Rev amp. It might have a built-in tuner on top of it. Who knows? We will see. We will see. Let's see here. Oh, the thing jumped. Man. Quentin James, don't sell your Helix. Sell your Helix to Guitar Hack. Fryette used to be VHT. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I remember VHT. VHT made some really good amps. So that's where that's from. Well, that's good to know. You learn something new all the time. Quentin says, new Jakey Lee Friedman. Yeah, I saw a picture of the Friedman amp, and it just showed like the corner of it. Is that what that is that he's releasing, as a Jakey Lee amp? I saw a little interview on Facebook, and Jakey Lee was sitting with them. So I'm assuming they're going to come out with something. So yeah, I will definitely hit the Friedman booth and see what's up with his stuff. Alex Radford, what's going on? Yes, we will see you at NAMM, Alex. If you run into me, say hi. So I did get my new business cards. I had business cards for my photography stuff, like Brian Cote Photography and everything, but I never got an actual business card that has my YouTube channel and so forth. So I got a bunch of them made up for NAMM. So I'll have some of these to pass around to some folks. So that's better than, it's a good way to kind of get your contacts, shared with other people and exchange numbers and websites. So yeah, there it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, hold on. I should change my camera. It'll be a lot easier for you guys to see it. Let me get rid of that, and I think I can get rid of this. Yeah. Yeah, so there's the card. I don't have my autofocus on my camera, so even if I bring it up, it's not going to be, well, it's a little bit, you can see it, but it's not going to focus automatically like if I had the autofocus. I was having issues with that lens, so I put it on manual. But anyway, there it is. And there's nothing on the back, it's just a plain card. So I'll be bringing a bunch of those with me and passing them around. Let me go here, and that's good. It looks good. Okay. Is it going to rain in California when we're there? Alex says, who's also ready for rain on Thursday of NAMM. I didn't know that. I'm trying to get away from bad weather. I want to get to the good weather. I'm supposed to go to a motocross race on Saturday night at Angel Stadium. The Supercross race is there. So unless I'm going to another industry event that's happening Saturday that I'm not aware of at this point, my plan is to go to the motocross race. I'm a huge motocross fan, and I used to race as a kid as well. So, I mean, I'm all over that if I can go there. But if it rains, then it kind of sucks because it is an outdoor stadium. They still race anyway in the rain, but I don't really know if I want to be sitting in the rain watching it, though. Kind of a wimp when it comes to that stuff. Let's see. Joe says tomorrow is pickup, install, body, neck cleanup. And then when the harness comes, I'll connect it all, strings and setup. Well, you should post a video of that, Joe Hervey. Let's see your finished product once you're done. I hear hum. Yeah, I think the mic is making a little noise tonight, but whatever. We'll deal with it. I shred lettuce only. Yeah, me too. Me too, Guitar Hack. I'm not a big shredder. Let's see, you guys talking to each other there. Hey, BV. What's going on, BV? There is a tuner in the Waza Air app. Oh, okay. Yeah, because you can control all the Boss stuff, the Waza stuff, the headphones, the amps, and everything with an app. So if you've got the app open, you can use the tuner and everything, which is awesome. They've got some really cool technology. I think Boss is doing some pretty innovative things when it comes to guitar gear and music gear in general. So I will definitely go check it out. BB says, yes, Jakey Lee is one of the new amps Friedman has at NAMM. So one of them. So there will be more than just the Jakey Lee amp at the Friedman booth. So there'll be a few things, which is cool. Never know. I might be blown away by something that I'm not aware of, and I'll want to get a new Friedman amp. You never know. One day of rain, Thursday of NAMM. Okay, well, I can deal with one day of rain as long as it doesn't rain the whole time we're there. Joe Irby says, I never got into motorcycles, always wanted to. Yeah, I'm a huge motorcycle fan. Love it. Jumping shit at high speed racing. I'm not sure I'd be into that. Well, you don't have to do that. I mean, I did it as a kid, and I tried to do it again just a few years ago. Probably 4 or 5 years ago. I was thinking of getting back into it in the vet class, they call it, and I just about killed myself. So I said, yeah, time to put that hobby away. So I wasn't doing the dirt bikes anymore. I just stick to my my road bikes. I had the Harley for a long time, and now I've got the BMW, which I absolutely love. So I'm looking forward to spring, but no more of the motocross and the dirt bike jumping and all that stuff. It was pretty scary, the last one I did. I came home and I had a concussion and the whole things. I thought I was 20 again, and I tried to do stuff that I was doing as a kid, and didn't work out as good as I thought it would. But in my head, I could do everything. I was like, oh yeah, I did that. Little did I know that the jumps today that are built on these tracks are like double the size that they were when I was racing. So it didn't work out well. And I had I had a 450 4-stroke motocross that had tons of power, and I was just not ready for it. But it was fun. I did a whole season I didn't race, but I went to the tracks and practiced, and I was doing well. But then I started to push my luck, and then season number 2, I just got into trouble, and I jumped something, and it didn't land properly, and I landed on my head. So concussion, the whole bit. I had scrapes everywhere on my arms, and oh man. Anyway, that's a story for another time. I should have a motorcycle podcast, and I could tell some stories about my motorcycle adventures, because there's a lot of them. Let's say, Hank Hill, how's it going? You're looking to hear the neural DSP processor. I am looking forward to it as well. I'm very curious to see how much it differs from the Helix, as far as like their models that they're putting in there, and what those processors, how they will do things different than the Helix. I don't know. I don't know enough about the technology when it's being built. I've played the Helix for 2 years now, and I've, pretty accustomed to how it works, but I'm always curious to see how other technologies work that are similar. So it'd be fun to see. Janice is looking forward to NAMM vids. I'm sure there'll be tons of them in the next couple of weeks. I plan to do some. I just don't want to put them all out and, do the same thing that everybody else is doing, because that can become quite annoying when every second video that comes up on your feed is a NAMM video. It can be a little bit much. So I'll try to do some stuff, but I won't overwhelm you with a bunch of stuff. BV said, Yoshi sent me a pair of Waza Air headphones. I traveled with them now so I can rehearse in my hotel room. It's good for quiet practice rehearsal. Cool. That's what I would like to have them for the travel, basically. But I also would like to have them here at the house if I'm, if I don't want to play through my system, I just want to sit on the couch and, jam or something. I think they would be great for that. So I'm glad that you think they sound great. So I would definitely get a pair for sure. Hank Hill is asking, Guitar Hack is going to NAMM. No, I don't think Guitar Hack is going to Winter NAMM. Let's see. Thrash is saying, Joe, check Brian's website. You'll get into bikes for sure. Yeah, I did a lot more photography on motorcycle in the last couple of years than I've done other things, I think, just because I'm into it, and people see your work as far as motorcycles and they hire you for that type of work. So I've done a lot of motorcycle photography in the last couple of years. Now I'm doing a lot more music stuff, so I don't know, maybe I'll get hired to do some more music photography, but it doesn't pay as good. I'll tell you right now, shooting concerts and stuff, it doesn't pay anything. So unless you get into working for an artist, let's say Joe Bonamassa hired me to be his photographer and go on tour with him, then you could make, a decent living. But just to go and shoot for Live Nation, a concert or something, you make pretty much nothing, and you get like very limited access. You get like 3 songs in front, and then the rest of it you have to be more towards the soundboard and that type of stuff. So you don't get a lot of access, and you don't get a lot of money for it. So you really have to do it because you want to be at the event and you love doing it, and you just want to add to your portfolio. That's my experience with music photography anyway. Let's see. Brace yourself, the NAMM videos are coming. Yep, absolutely. I think I'm making sure I didn't miss anything here. All right. Anyone got anything to do for Saturday or Sunday night at NAMM? Going to Dime Bash on Thursday. Well, Thursday I'm going to the Gibson event and the Ola Edmund member meetup on Friday. Yeah, I don't have anything to do for Saturday other than the motocross race. Sunday I'm looking to go to a couple of guitar shops, or maybe the vintage guitar show that they're having in that area. That's my plans for Sunday anyway. That might change depending if I go there and people are saying, "Hey, come with us on Sunday. We're doing this or whatever," and that sounds cool. I can do that as well. But Friday and Thursday night I've got plans booked. So I'd love to do the Dime Bash. I didn't know that was happening on Thursday. That would be awesome. But I'm going to the Gibson event. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm caught up here. Cheap insurance. The bikes don't do as much damage as the other guys do to you. What year is the custom? My custom is a 2013. 2013 custom. I absolutely love that guitar. I'm telling you right now, it's probably it's in that top 2 guitars that I own. Like the R9 and that are very, very, very close as far as they're very different, but I enjoy both of them equally. Like I can pick up I don't know what it is about the custom, but it has a different sound totally than the R9, and I play differently on it. The neck profile is a little different than the R9. I don't know. It's just something different about the custom. It's really, really nice. So if you ever get a chance and you're into Les Pauls and you see a custom somewhere, try it. It is a really great guitar. This one, for some reason, really, I've tried a couple of other ones and they were okay, but I didn't really, gel with them as well as I did with this thing. This one was it. It's really, really good. Let's see. BV says, I just landed in Seoul. Wow. Going the wrong way for NAMM for sure. You're on the other side of the world. Wow. Let's see. No, I'm not a motorcycle racer anymore. David Ennis, how's it going, David? Nice to see you. So we're almost at the end here. It looks like we're at 7:50. Wow, this night went by really fast, really fast. But yeah, so we're at the end. 8 o'clock. Oh, wow. Okay, well, it looks like it's going to be a crazy week. Looks like the weather will be okay for when I leave Toronto. It's always dicey when you fly in January, knowing, if you get stuck in a snowstorm or something, but the weather looks good both for going, and I come back on the Monday. Next Monday, I fly back home. So it looks, as far as long range, looks good. So I should be okay travel-wise. Fingers crossed, everything goes well. Won't be a show next Monday, but definitely will be some content coming out while I'm at NAMM. I'm pretty sure I'll have internet access at the hotel that I can, hopefully it'll be good enough to do maybe a quick live stream here and there and upload a few clips of some stuff. And since I'm not going live next Monday, I'll try to go live during the week when I get back from NAMM, like maybe an afternoon or something. I'll make sure nobody else is on and do a quick live or something. And then we'll get back on schedule on Monday. What is that? Let me check my calendar real quick here. Really quick, I'm looking at, so the 20th is next Monday. It won't be a show. The 27th looks like we'll be back on our regular schedule for Monday nights. Let's see. Ank Hill says, do you keep your stock pickups in your Les Pauls? Yeah, I do, actually. The ones that I have here anyway. I've only changed pickups on one Les Paul that I had in 2018. I tried a bunch of different Les Pauls, and I had a standard, I had a tribute, I had a traditional. All these were working up to getting the custom shops, so I'd buy them, sell them, and so forth. So I did change the ones in one of my standards. I put pearly gates in them, and I really like those pickups. But other than that, the custom shop stuff, I always leave the pickups that are in it. I've rarely come across a Les Paul custom shop that I didn't like the pickups. So as the ones that I have anyway, I haven't tried all the models or anything, but yeah, so I keep the stock pickups in mind. Let's see. I bought a Les Paul custom. Brian S. says he bought a Les Paul custom, sort of, white with gold. What? No. Well, I hope you did. If you did, that's awesome, Brian S. Les Paul custom white with gold. I got to see that. Send me a picture, man. That's awesome. Janice says, good stream. Have fun. Thank you. Thank you very much. Safe travels. Safe travels. Yes, thanks. I will be as safe as I can possibly be. Don't spend too much money, John says. Yeah, that's a challenge, right? You get out to these places and you really get, you see so much gear and you see so much stuff, and then you're like, I'd like to have that. I'd like to have that. How can I make that happen? Especially if I go to a place like Norm's Guitars or some other guitar show that has this, a ton of great guitars, and you're like, oh man, I want that, I want that. But no, I'll restrain myself as far as that stuff goes. But it'll be nice to see a lot of the YouTubers and friends, and talk shop and meet with some of the companies that I'm interested in, and hopefully make some contacts for the new year, and maybe hopefully collaborate with some people, on some content in 2020. That's really one of the main goals to going to NAMM, is to make some contacts and getting some collaborations with other YouTubers and companies, so that we can collaborate and make content together on some stuff or some projects in the new year. So hopefully that happens. So we'll see. Brian Stewart says Edward made by ESP. Oh, okay. So you got one of those. Well, all right. I will check that out on your Facebook page. Cool opening jam, Brian. And well, thank you very much, BV. It was a lot of fun to do. I didn't play it exactly like obviously the masters do, but it was my little nod to Rush and to Neil. Awesome guy. So with that said, let me just go back here for a quick second. I'll do that and do that. And that looks good. So it's been a great night. We had some fun. We looked at some stuff that's happening at NAMM. Hopefully I survive the week and we'll make it back, and we'll get back on regular schedule. Look on my channel. You'll see, if you're subscribed, hit the bell, and that way you'll get notified when I put out some content and put out some of the videos. I will definitely try to put out as much as I can and not overwhelm you with stuff that's already been done. I'll try to do something a little different if I can. This is all new to me as well. The NAMM thing, I went in the summer, that was getting my feet wet on the, music conventions and so forth. I've been to other, conventions or conferences and so forth, geared around cameras and photography and videography and stuff. But music, the Nashville one was my kind of just checking things out. So now I kind of know what to expect to some extent. So when I go to California, that's when I can really start to push a little bit more and get more interviews and try. I'll try anyway. That's the goal. Thrash says, don't be the guy who goes around taking all the free picks. No, I wasn't that guy in Nashville either. I just got probably, I'd say 15 picks total out of the whole Nashville experience. And I know that there was a lot more available if you wanted. So, but I definitely want to get some of these. I can't get them at the stores here for some reason. These Brian Stewart sent me one as well. It's the Metallica James Hetfield White Fang pick. I really like them. The only problem with them, I find that I use them up really quick. They seem to. I don't know if it's the material they use on these picks, but I definitely go through them quicker than my other picks. But I like them a lot, so I'll probably be trying to pick up a handful of those just to have, because I enjoy them. All right, looks like we've got everybody, and there we go. Make sure everybody's good. All right, have a great week. And for those going to NAMM, definitely hook up with me if you see me, or message me on Facebook and let me know where you are, and we'll meet up, and we'll it's always nice to meet you folks in person, and have some cool discussion and look at some gear together, and just enjoy the time that we have, because it doesn't happen often. All right. And with that said, I will bid you a good night. Go check out Ben Coombs is on right now. Phil Mosley's on at 9, so I'm sure we'll see you guys in those streams as well. And play some guitar. That's what it's all about. Life's short, folks. Just remember that. Just do what you need to do now, because you never know. All right. Take care, folks.